All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me well? Awesome. So I know you've been here all day. It's kind of a bit of the afternoon. So my presentation will be a little bit different. It'll be a lot more interactive. So I apologize in advance for my fellow introverts. You will have to speak a little bit in my presentation. So first thing first, just a little bit introduction of who I am. So, I'm like sitting in the back and all these amazing researchers are presenting their research. And I'm like, wow, okay, so how am I going to introduce myself? So my name is Naveed Shah. I am the IT business analyst at the UB CTSI. So interestingly enough, I tell people I work for UB, but I have no idea how to navigate North Campus because I don't work here. So we are at the Clinical and Translational Research Building in downtown. And we comprise of 12 different cores that you see on the screen. So my job as IT business analyst, it's a mouthful and really it's hard to explain sometimes what I do. So I am the guy that is the middleman between PIs and researchers and core directors and tech, essentially. So a director comes to me or a PI comes to me and says, I want to do X, Y, and Z. So I have to then go and figure out, okay, here are the tech tools I can provide for you, or build them out myself, or redirect you to other UB resources so you can do your work. So part of my work is dealing with data, dealing with clinical trials data, and analyzing the data, figuring out nuances with the data, and things of that nature. Other part of me also does web design, and basically anything IT related, you just come to me, essentially, right? So what has happened is Dr. Smith and I have conversed, and we want to launch a project where we ask people, hopefully, eventually, maybe CTSA nationally, right, about their usage of AI. We want to collect that data, particularly of failures in AI and how that affects people in their workplace. So how do you do that, Naveed? Well, forums, right? Forums, surveys, and so on. So I want to do a small activity with just this group here, and this will kind of be a bit of an experiment for us. So this is really, I have no idea what to expect right now. So, and this is where you're going to have to speak a little bit with me. Do you utilize AI in your workplace? Raise your hand if you do. I'm going to start picking on people. How?
Ask questions about documents that might take like hours to read and get a summary.
What do you use in particular?
So to learn about new tools, like new apps, regulations sometimes. So
like ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, which tools? Yeah, Gemini, ChatGPT.
Gemini, ChatGPT. Awesome. I saw a hand there.
Yeah. Discuss ideas to take a prototypical idea and ask the AI to challenge it.
Uh-huh.
That I can see for different points of view.
What specific platform? ChatGPT, Gemini, ChatGPT. I haven't heard Copilot. Interesting. So, UB has a subscription to Copilot that's actually HIPAA compliant. You should look into it. Any more hands? Who uses AI here? Who uses AI? In the back. Copilot. Okay, awesome. Finally, Copilot. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, interesting. Now, next question. Has AI ever failed you to serve its purpose? By a raise of hands, please. 4 or 5 people? Okay. Yellow in the yellow shirt.
Incorrect diagnosis or suggestion fix the error as me to try separately or just to if I then actually go to the documentation myself, try to test it to get a different error message.
I see. What platform? ChatGPT. It's funny you say that because I did the same, literally did the same. And yeah, it gave me broken code. I was like, come on, are you serious? And it was ChatGPT Premium. I pay for it too. Okay. Who else? Who else has AI failed you in your workplace and has left you crying in the back room? And
not this bad, but it's a typical thing about getting citations from papers or and then being
okay. So now with these frustrations with AI, have these failures caused you to lessen your usage of AI? in your day-to-day tasks? This is sort of like a conflict of interest audience to ask this question to, but hey, like I said, this is a pilot one we're doing here. Yes, in the back. Uh-huh. You stop using for a week. Just wait for an update, right? Wait for them to make it smarter before you go back. Oh, okay. You have to wait until you're calm. Any more hands? Anyone who has kind of, stepped away from AI because it's just frustrating them?
Particular fascination for seeing AI fail. So when it causes a failure, that will make me use it more.
Reverse Uno. So failure causes you. Amazing. So now, oh, this is actually the older slide. No, that's fine. So there was supposed to be a slide after this where I introduced RedCap. Okay, so what I just did here, how can I do this CTSA wide and maybe eventually to like medical offices, anyone in medicine who uses AI? How do I do this? Do we always have to have an event where I come up here and ask you these questions? Of course not. That's not practical. So the way we do this is a lot of universities at the CTSI, a lot of our core directors and PIs, they use something called RedCap, right? One of the presenters mentioned it previously. So RedCap, long story short, institutions love to use it because it is HIPAA compliant, right? RedCap, you have to create a survey, and it actually goes through an entire review process. And if it gets flagged for, IRB approval, whatnot, it all comes back to you. So it's a HIPAA compliant way of putting together forums and managing data and databases. So what I did is, and please pull out your phones and scan this QR code. This is a very early draft of an example of the form that maybe we'd like to send out, right? I'll give you guys a minute to scan the QR code. It should open up to a RedCap form. Okay, so now this here is again a rough draft that we've come up with. Essentially, what I'm asking someone is, what is their first name, last name, occupation, city, state, email address, what institution do they work for, or what medical practice they work for, and then obviously consent. Now, consent is a bit of a tricky issue, right? We do have to. There's some nuances there that I'm not going to get into just because I don't want to bore you, right? Do we have their consent to use this information for ontological research? Then I asked them the same questions I just asked you, right? Do you use AI? Can you describe it for me? Has AI ever failed you? Can you again describe that? And by this failure, have you stopped using AI or have you lessened your usage of AI? And then there's a simple yes or no question of, can I contact you further for more information? So this is what we had in mind, right? Very simple rudimentary form. If my memory is serving me correct, I think the industry standard form, people filling out your form is about, if I'm remembering this correctly, around 30%. Like if you get 30% response rate, you're amazing. That is, if I remember correctly, what the industry standard is. So the idea here, and Dr. Smith is right here, so please, we're all ears. What do you think about this? Do you think this can work? Do you think people will be willing to spend the time to give us this information? Do you think we'll be able to gather enough data to build out an ontology? Yes or no? And the remaining of my time, it was short on purpose because we want to engage with you. Feel free to let me know.
So on the plus side, it's a simple form and shouldn't take a lot of time to fill out. It's RedCap, which is well known and used in the CTSA consortium, as you noted. On the downside, there is a little bit of survey fatigue, generally speaking, in the CTSA consortium.
For sure, yeah.
I don't think it's been terrible in the data science, biomedical informatics space lately. There is a real world data group that's been asking for a lot of stuff, but It's a hot topic, a lot of interest. So I think people are enthusiastic. So I think that's in favor as well. So that's my initial cut. I think, if I balance all those factors out, it's worth giving it a shot.
It's very
Yeah,
positive feedback,
I
right?
think can you hear me? I think it's good because it says Bill will send us a recap so people know. My experience in sending out questionnaire survey is that you have to kind of highlight something that they get in return. So why they should help you in what you are doing it.
That's a great point.
That could be a plus. Because otherwise, it's true that this is not big form, so it should really not take too much. But still, when people see the field that they have to type in, that's even another, red flag for them. Oh, I don't have time. What should I write? I don't know. So my suggestion is, if it's possible, to give them the return that they could have by doing it in their work. So in people that are using AI, why they can get what they can get from this. And if you have some, instead of giving only the empty field, if you could give some kind of the tab that they can choose. I don't know if it's possible. You cannot imagine all the scenario, but for some of the thing, maybe that could help. That is on my experience.
No, thank you very much. Those are very good suggestions. I guess, Dr. Smith, depending on the budget, $5 Starbucks gift card. No, thank you. Those are very, very good suggestions. Anyone else?
So my concern with a form like this is that if someone just answers the yes or no questions, have you gained enough information that it's worth anything? Because it seems to me the most interesting information is going to be what some people are going to write down if they care enough.
The details.
The other thing I would suggest is that there's 2 spelling mistakes on this form, and you should definitely correct those.
Someone actually pointed it out to me. Yes, that will be corrected. This is a very, very rough draft form. This will probably not get approved, by the way, by RedCap. Just the way it is right now. That's how much of a draft this form is right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think again, it's if you can induce a small number of people to give more detailed answers, that's where you're going to get the best information from.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's just a very general type of survey.
Right.
And
Yeah, we've started on that front also.
yeah. And yeah, you're not going to get probably hundreds of people giving you great answers. You're going to get maybe 10, 15 if you send it out to 500 people.
For sure.
Because people are in a hurry, and they, for this, you'd really love if someone really thought about what they're going to respond. But I get surveys all the time. I'd have to figure out, is it worth responding at all?
For sure. Yeah. I'm guilty of that, I have to say. So is there time for one more comment?
I think overall your data analysis is going to be really problematic with such, you're going to have completely different fields. If you just want to have a few people, I think I completely agree with Alex, but I think the worst problem is you only have, if yes, please describe. And so you have you have your opinion in this form. There's only this is the failure that made me do worse and made me stop less my use. And if yes, please describe. Not if no. And I mean, my first thing with the citations is there's just general work practices that you adopt if you use AI, such as checking all citations. If you ask for code, you have to have tests with it. You can't just run code and assume it's correct. And so there's this is imagine you had something like this for uses of Wikipedia and said, have you ever used Wikipedia and found there was something wrong? Did it make you stop Wikipedia and describe how bad you feel about it? Versus the right approach is that you better double check the sources that are cited in Wikipedia and like with anything else. So this seems like, I don't know, very tendentious.
It seems like I'm answering it sort of for you.
Yeah, you have only one thing that you're interested in and there's no...
Okay.
Yes.
So make it more universal. I see. All right. Thank you very much.